Hi, it's me, it's Paul Carpenter. This one's called The Start. I start in 5 seconds. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. I hope that wherever you are is doing good, and I hope that let's try that again. Hey, good afternoon, good morning, good night. I hope that wherever you are is good, and I hope that wherever you are is doing good for you. My name is Paul Carpenter, and this is called The Start. There's a really good book that came out some years ago called The Tipping Point. And this book, it talks about the moment that things change for you. And I've come to that place, the start, if you will, the tipping point. The point, and the reason they call it the tipping point is that there's a. Have you ever seen these like bamboo little things where it fills up with water and then all of a sudden it goes bloop, and then it comes back and it fills up with water and bloop, and it comes back. So that's the idea, right? So I think that we all go through life filling up our buckets, if you will, or our cups with liquids that may not be the best, even though they taste really good. Like, you might not want to fill your cup with Coca-Cola or with alcohol. And so, because if you do, it's sweet, it's great, and it's something that you're like, oh my God, it's so amazing, and I'm so overwhelmed with the flavors and the emotions and the right? And this could be a relationship, this could be a new job, this could be anything. And yet we're filling our cup with something that doesn't really give us what we want in the long run. And we do this, I think, I know that I did it or have done it in the past because of a sense of not feeling good enough or not being good enough. And I'm willing to accept somebody else's trauma, drama, whatever you want to call it, because I just want to be loved. And that's not cool. You know, like, that's not the way that we're supposed to be loved. And that's not what love is. That's unconditional love. And there's a huge difference between love and unconditional love. And, you might say, hey, but I love this person with all my heart and I gave them everything, but they didn't love me. Well, sorry, then you just had unconditional love for somebody. You know, it's the kind of love where no matter what, you're going to give it to them. No matter how much they hurt you, you're going to still love them. But that's not love. Because love is a two-way street. Love is like a bird that calls out, brr, brr, and then the other bird that's the female goes, brr, brr. You know? It's a call for the call to be returned. And if that call isn't happening, if you're not hearing that, walk away. Because you're only putting something inside of your cup that's not going to help. It's just the truth. And so, this is the start. I'm asking you. I'm asking myself. Let's start. Let's start today. Let's start loving ourselves today. And saying, listen, I may not know how to love myself correctly. I may not know how to be a good person sometimes. Or I may have massive confusion in my mind about life. But that doesn't mean that I can't start. That doesn't mean I can't push towards the betterment of whatever. And it could be the smallest thing. At least we're trying. At least we're trying to be good people. Because what else can we ask ourselves but to be good people? So, people are going to do all kinds of crazy stuff in this life. And someone said to me, it was a really good conversation I had recently, and he's like, I was hanging out with David Copperfield, and I started talking to David Copperfield about this issue that I had, about things that were going on, and it was problematic, and David just looked at me and says, next. I didn't get it, so I kept talking, blah, 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 looks great. And I said, and he just looks at me again, he says, next. And my friend's like, what? I don't get it. So he starts telling David Copperfield again the story, and David says, "Look, dude, next. I don't need to deal with it. Don't need to deal with it." And there's something to be learned there. Like, there's something to be had. That it's the people who don't allow all the bullshit in their lives that actually get something going on in their lives. It's when we are filling our cup with something that shouldn't be there that we only hurt ourselves. And do we need that? We don't. And do we need to have people like that in our lives? We don't. We need to find the people who treat us and love us as though we are priceless. Not something that you could just throw away. Not something that you can just be left to the side, because nobody needs that. And nobody needs to treat others like that. And if you found yourself doing that, or if you found somebody else doing that to you, forgive yourself. Because we're only human. And we all make mistakes. We all say the wrong things sometimes. So listen, today, do me the favor. Do yourself the favor. Just be a love. Just be a good person today. And do what you can to make someone else smile. And with that, my friends, please go out into the world today and do something nice for somebody else. And if you can't, do something nice for yourself. It does start with you. Number 2, don't get caught up in all the crazy stuff. Because if you do, there's a lot of crazy stuff you're going to think about, and then you'll be upset. And number 3, please like, share, subscribe. Send this video out to somebody who might need to see it, who might need to hear it. Hopefully they can have a better day. And with that, my friends, I love you all so very much. I'll see you on the other side.